Good evening and welcome to the I-League 2023-24. Once again, it is Gokulam, Kerala in this beautiful city taking on Delhi FC live from the EMS Corporation Stadium. Another entertaining and exciting battle in Kozhikode. And this will be one to entertain us all. Gokulam have suddenly faced a few harsh defeats, courtesy to which find themselves in 5th position with 36 points, while Delhi FC, they gradually started a climb up to 8th. Not too much in their bag, have faced fortune not falling in their favor, losing points. But this is the arrival of the home side, and we had a word with head coach Domingo Cabrera as well before the game to hear out his approach and his strategies.
I suppose it's not under pressure because he can play looking only the match, not looking behind or looking up in the table. So it will be a very difficult match because they have a very good player as well. We want to finish this season winning in our home. No? I would like to give one present to our supporter, and I hope we can do a good performance. We are working really hard because thinking in our supporter, because and try to get a clean sheet at home. No? It's very important for us, a good work, defensive work, and trying to score. Today we are doing our best for do it.
There is a reason he mentioned about the clean sheet. We'll get on to that. They haven't found one in 8 matches. But the dressing room of the away side, Delhi FC, Jan Law is back. We'll hear out from him, but no more looking at the points table, said Domingo Cabrera. He will go for wins and try to make his fans happy. But Delhi FC, they always are a group of warriors, making it ever so difficult for opponents. Well, let's find out what Jan Law had to say before this very game.
We have lost our match against them in our home, so it was not that good. So today I hope we'll do something in our today's match. I hope my boys are ready. We'll try to do our best and hopefully we'll collect points from here. So let's see. Let's play well and we'll entertain the people out here. Thank you.
Well, a little correction, wasn't aware of that. It was Israel Gurung on your screens with the words exchanged as another very, very prominent figure in Indian football. Had his good times on the pitch and now he is on the sideline with Delhi FC. The lineup for Gokulam, Kerala, Avilash Paul returns on goal. Nitin Krishna and Shahib, the fullbacks. Anas Sedatorika gets a start after a very good long while. Mashu Sharif starts as centre-back. Nikola Stojanovic, Pitu Vieira, Babovic and Alex Sanchez, the 4 foreigners. And Abhijit and Srikuttan will look to create something as well. We'll shortly have a look at the lineup of Delhi FC as well. And find out what they have planned. Navin Kumar, of course, has been a key part of all the plans. That's the team warm-ups a while ago. Israel Gurung leading his side here. They have experience, they have youth, they have a combination of all those. And they've gone with a very different and strange formation, which we'll figure out after the match starts. But right now, on pen and paper, here's how it looks like. Navin Kumar on goal. Alishar, Gurtej and Bali Gagandeep in the back line. Bhupinder, Papi Kasama, Akash Tirki, Rahul Rawat, Fenil Pujari in the midfield. And Balwant Singh leading the lines with Hudson Diaz. And the match officials for today's game, we'll check that out as well. But the points table right now, here's how it looks. Mohammedan still on top. Srinidhi applying pressure. But the two teams right now, Gokulam at 5th with 36. And Delhi FC at 8th with 23. A difference of a good number of points, but a battle which can be very different once they step on the pitch. We'll get to further breakdowns. And today's match officials, Jamal Muhammad with assistant referees Nagarkani and Maria Tony, 4th official Mrityunjay Amatya. And to get those further breakdowns and analysis with me in the com box, welcome Steve Leon.
Yes, thank you very much. Looking forward towards this game, and I think As the both coaches said, they both want to go for it. They both want to get 3 points, but we also need to be realistic. Both teams are out of the game, and for promotion and for relegation. Only for Delhi, in the worst case scenario, they could get into trouble if one of both teams, Tra or Noyoka, suddenly would get all wins. But otherwise, both teams are free to play. They can give their 100% within this game, and I hope that's what we're going to see today.
Two sides that show character. Delhi FC, the champions of the second division last season, qualifying on merit. The first club from Delhi qualify on merit to the I-League. Along with that, Gokulam, Kerala, two-time champions of the I-League. They start on a hat-trick of wins, 2 back-to-back title wins. This season, as Steve mentioned, out of contention of that top spot certainly, but they would look to finish on a high.
And I'm indeed curious, like you said, for this formation of Delhi. 3-5-2 on paper doesn't always mean that it's exactly going to be like that, but it's one of the formations that I know very, very well, that I've used in the past also, but everything depends on the running lines within the game. And let us see what the coaches there have made as decision, what they are going to do. And we know the danger of Gokulam, especially with having Alexis Sanchez up front. But as you well said, they've been struggling a little bit lately, not getting the points that they wanted, and they are out of the title race right now.
And one of the reasons of that struggle is, as you mentioned, Alex Sanchez, the big man, the goal-scoring machine. He hasn't got too many goals in the last few games, and that is where they have struggled. But Babovic, he has come into play. He has got his goals, so has Stojanovic. But today, for one rare time, we'll see both Alex Sanchez and Babovic together up front, which will be one delight to watch for fans. But at the start of the game, or before the game rather, we heard Domingo Cabrera talking about him wanting to keep a clean sheet. They haven't caught one in the last 8 matches.
Yeah, it's a team that always plays quite attacking football, but if you don't have your defensive tasks done properly, you always need to score one more than you concede. And that's where, like I say, it all depends on coaches, it all depends on the lines that you give your team. And as we've seen, Gokulam is a team that normally can score a lot of goals, but if you keep conceding, yeah, you need to score more. If you keep the 0-1 goal already is enough to get you the 3 points, and that always depends on what teams want to do. But as you said, he wants to keep the 3 points home here with hopefully the 0. I know on the other side that Delhi will want to get their 3 points also away from home.
And they love to score goals, Delhi FC. They've been an aggressive side who, most of the times, they do not settle for a draw. Only 2 draws in the entire season. They either go this way or the other. So coming all out is something we expect from Delhi. With the prowess of Palwan Singh and Papi Kasama, we might expect some goals. Also Hudson Dias, Israel Kurung in charge, it seems, today from the touchline. But there will be a lot of hope and expectation. They will try to create a stage for the upcoming season. They will already start preparing for the next before this one is over. They look to finish in a respectable position. Anasad Thorika is on the pitch, so is Gurtej Singh and Anwar Ali, who is on the bench. Old custodians know the game inside out in Indian football, of course. But this is time for the Warriors of Delhi FC to show what they have got in their bag. And so will Gokulam try to, as you mentioned, outscore their opponents, which is a possibility when you have such lethal attackers in your team. The likes of Alex Sanchez, 16 goals, 4 assists, 20 goal contributions in the 21 matches which Gokulam have played. But more importantly, they have to work as a team, a unit, and look better together. And they have got 3 losses in the last 5. They will look to recover And recovery wave starts right now. Delhi FC kickstart proceedings, and they'll be attacking from left to right of your screens.
And as we saw inside the tactic, or what they showed us, indeed Delhi will be playing with 3 in the back, 2 sixes before, and then 2 wingers who will be running over the line. We will see how this exactly goes into the system, but that's how you saw how they started the match: 3 in the back, 2 up front, and then immediately 2 wingers who are going to be pressing very high. We will see if they need to do the whole run or not, and we will see what these 2 sixes will do within the game.
A long throw from Balwant. A good take inside the box. And stolen away by Sri Kuttan, doing his defensive duties. But that's a clever header. Balwant. That was a very ambitious attempt, I would say. But didn't find the target.
And it's something that they are used to do. They always start very, very quickly, try to get that first goal. It doesn't always work, but you see again, within the first minute, they have 2 small opportunities, one with a throw-in, one with a shot immediately, because they want to put pressure on the other teams. But it also means the moment that Gokulam is going to start playing that ball around, that you need to see that the gaps on those 2 wings will not be open.
Rightly spotted. That is one gap they will need to recover, and almost opening up for Alex Sanchez. But their wingers have been very, very sharp. Sri Kuttan at times, and sometimes, of course, No Fall, who is on the bench today. A little bit of rotation. Sri Kuttan has got a start, but at the same time, another new entrant who is in the form of Pitu Vieira has got his goal in his debut match a while ago against Aizol. He'll be looking to perform well. More of a flat 4 in the mid, I would say. You can, of course, describe it better.
So what I see happening is the 3 in the back are not going to play on a line, but they're going to have 1 stopper. I think both sixes are going to drop down in between, and then they are playing a little bit more with a diamond with Hudson, who's falling back a little bit, and Balwinder up front to get that pressure more direction of 5-4-1 in defensive with a diamond in the middle. But step by step we will see what they are doing inside this formation, because they know the strength of Gokulam with all their attacking players, with all their opportunities, the goals that they score. So they will want to be able to block that, but we need to see how the game is going to evolve in the meantime.
Throw in. Bhupinder with that, couldn't keep it in. But as you rightly did the breakdown of that, but at the same time, this is very new in Indian football. Haven't seen too much of it lately. But then that is all about Delhi FC. They've tried different things, which sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. Sometimes you need the accurate players in those positions to work out such tactics and strategies, which hasn't been the story. But they have always tried these interesting little things. Yan Law and his men, of course, have to mention Ranjit Bajaj behind the scenes. And of course, Israel Korong, who is in charge today. But we'll find out how that plays out right now. A very, I would say, clumsy start. No clear chances yet. Back with Gokulam.
And you were talking about it's a different formation, a different type of thinking. Well, it's a formation that I used for an example against one of the players who is now playing for Gokulam. When we played the first season against Mohamedan, we played against Nicola also in a 3-5-2. Why? To get Nicola out of the game, because as you see right now, he's trying to come and get the ball very, very deep, try to get that ball on his left foot, and then try to get these overlaps on the wings. And that's what we were trying to block with 3. And that's what you see what Delhi is trying to do also. Get Nicola further and further backwards, that he doesn't have that opportunity to play too close to the box. But you need to see that you'll be able to keep running, and as you clearly said, you need to have the right players for that.
Bevovic looking to get off those players on him. A good first touch from Nidhin Krishna. Important header by Gurtej. And that is something you have to be aware about. And a very good spot there. That is something we generally do not find out. Nikola Stojanovic already very deep down. And that's a very, very well spotted analysis, I would say, because in the last few games, Stojanovic has got a few goals, 4 goals to his name. And when you cut him off the equation, Gokulam have surely got a key plan building with Stojanovic. We'll find out how they tackle it. They have the wing power as well. Shahif on the ball right now. A good first touch again from Alex Sanchez. Sri could turn. Good ball in, but Babovic couldn't do enough. Thought it was a touch from a defender. That's what Babovic is saying.
That's what you're going to have with these spaces. There's going to be a lot of crosses coming. I think it's a ball for Delhi, but it's not 100% clear here. But that's what you're going to have in this formation. Your wings backs are going to be there. You're going to have a lot of crosses coming. And it's something that you need to be careful about, especially with the 2 foreign players up front for Gokulam. They are poachers in the box. They are very dangerous, and then normally you have 2 steps behind him. You have Nikola, who can shoot from far, who can bring these balls in between. The further you push Nikola backwards, the more space there's going to be behind you also, and that's where you need to be careful. And what I've noticed already is it's a little bit like a man-on-man situation on Nikola, because Hudson Diaz is always looking around when they're not in ball position. Where is Nikola? And he's going on to the one-on-one with him.
Well, got an extra eye scanning there, Steve, but all the way back to Navin Kumar, and they'll have to deal with those crosses which will come in plenty. They have done that against Real Kashmir. That looked like a foul pull on Anas. Oh well, it was Mashu Sharif pulled from behind. Hudson doesn't agree, but a free kick for Gokulam Kerala, and Stojanovic will launch it long. Headed towards Alex Sanchez. Alishar finds Vinil. And a throw in. Slow start to the game.
In moments like these in the competition, there is 2 possibilities in a game. Or it's going to be very slow, both teams don't really bother anymore, or you see a game full of action. At the moment, in the first, except the first minute where Delhi had 2 small opportunities, it's more the first, what I said, both teams a little bit slipping down the competition, putting the level a little bit down, starting to think about next year already. But that can change suddenly with 1 goal. 1 goal can make a big, big difference. If it stays 0-0 long time, then I think that this can be the tempo that we're going to see during the rest of the game.
And I'm sure Gokulam will love to score plenty. You mentioned how when your defense is weak or broken down by opponent attacks, you need to always score 1 more than the opponent. And that has been the issue, of course, because scoring goals hasn't been a question mark for Gokulam. Here's another long ball forward. Navin Kumar out of his lines. Almost a little fumble, but gathers it. But yeah, coming back to it, they are the highest scoring team in the entire league. 46 goals scored by Gokulam Kerala, which is massive. And another example of how solid defense can get you more points. As you mentioned right after that, that if you score 1 and keep it tight at the back, or 1-0 gives you a win. That example is Real Kashmir, who are ahead of Gokulam on the points table.
Yeah, at the end, everything depends. It's not that the defense of Gokulam is weak, but they score a lot of goals because the 2 full-backs go very, very deep. They overlap. Most of the times, there's 2 players staying in the back, as you see right now, and then 1-6 dropping down in between, if it is Nikola or one of the other midfielders who always makes the change here. But at the end, it gives you a lot of opportunities, as you had a little bit of a chance here right now. If you drop so many players direction the box, but of course you need to be careful on the other side. And sometimes you hear that from supporters. I'd rather see a 5-4 than I see a 1-0 the whole time. But at the end, as you say, it's a choice you need to make. Kashmir is a team where there's not many goals scored, not many goals conceded. They are doing good. On the other side, Gokulam, it's not that they are doing bad, but it's a choice that you make the way you want to play.
I would take a 1-0 any day, at least for my national team too. But here comes Shahib on the overlapping run. Just a little slip, still stays on. Goes for a shot himself. Not sure if that's the best option because two players waiting in the box. More than two.
I think that was a difficult one to get it to one of the players because there was quite a lot of blue shirts back. So at the moment, Delhi is doing their defensive tasks very, very good. Here we see a little bit of an action who was late. Don't think it was on purpose, but these moments will happen. As I was saying, Delhi gets their defensive task, and we see a yellow card immediately here for Srikutan. First moment, immediately within the first 10 minutes. I think it's the real first foul that we've seen within the game. So, giving a yellow here.
Well, maybe seeing another replay would have made it clear if the intent was there or not. From that angle, it looked like more of an attempt to win the ball and a clash. But Srikutan has got a start after long, very promising player as well. Srikutan has got 3 goals and 3 assists to his name. And you were mentioning Stojanovic, how he was being blocked off by that strategy of Delhi AFC. But they have been smart. He suddenly switched with, I believe, Abhijit, who went down and dropped and suddenly allowed Stojanovic. So that'll happen more as we watch the game. These are little things which, as fans, we sometimes miss out on the TV screens. But a lot happens on the pitch. The coaches are working throughout the game to get points.
And not just the coaches, of course. Nicola is someone who is smart enough to think where do I need to go, where can I get my space, where can I run free. And as I said, he was being followed very, very closely by Hudson Diaz. Of course, he doesn't want to go on a one-on-one duel with him the whole time because Hudson Diaz, big, very strong guy. It's very difficult to play like that. So he will try to find what is my best position on the pitch. Do I drop a little bit more? Do I change with my teammate who will take my position? And then at a certain point, he will know what to do. And that's not always coming from out of the coaches. It's something that I say a lot of times. This is the experience of players, and it's the players who need to bring this forward, that at the end they are a part of the coaching staff onside the pitch. And with young players, that misses quite a lot of times. There are some exceptions, but experienced players like you have here, they will also be thinking on the pitch, trying to find that solution. And as you see right now, he got away from Hudson Diaz, and he gets his space a little bit more to run with the ball. And that makes it dangerous.
A fantastic exchange there. A chance to cross it in. Numbers in the box. And it was Srikutan who got the touch eventually. And he'll make the run. First time delivery comes in. Babovic didn't have much clue because 3 blue shirts made his life difficult inside the box. And that's good defending, to say the least, from Guttej and Bali Gagandeep. Or Ali Shah probably. Good to see Anas back on the pitch after a long while. Had been such a crucial part of India's AFC 2019 Asian Cup qualifying campaign as well as the tournament. And that was the time a change came in the Indian national team defense when Sandesh Chengan and Anasatha Todika would together look like a wall at the back. And every time there was danger moments and the keeper out, you would see 2 of them back in the line, defending so deep when needed, of course.
And you see that Gokulam step by step is changing a little bit the thinking process also, because they see that Delhi is playing with 3 in the back, and suddenly Gokulam is almost playing with 3 up front, one-on-one. You saw that just a while ago very clearly in the image. 3 players up front, 3 players in the back for Delhi, one-on-one, and there you need to be very clear with what you do, because you make a small mistake there, it goes one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But through this system, what they are playing right now, they are generating space up front, where you see that there is a big blue area all the time here in midfield, because there is those 5 players waiting for Nicola to move backwards to play that long ball and to get a one-on-one up front.
So they're forcing Nicola to play that long ball forward, which right now he did again. But that was a bit of risk taken at the back by Abhilash Paul, because Balwant Singh was pressing. A good win back in the midfield by Pape Kasama. And now good Bali Gagandeep rather. He goes long. And that sometimes is effective when you get the better of the defensive line. Just got stuck under his feet. Babovic looking to move forward now. Another overlapping run, this time from the right. Abhijit has been creating a lot in terms of build-up. And that's how calm Balwant Singh is, but a heavy touch towards him. Pretty much in the balance right now. The possession stats we saw a moment ago, 51% for Gokulam, 49 for Delhi FC. But a very tactical battle going on, more than the individual ones. Here's Stojanovic looking to breach that midfield. 5 in front of him to beat, and forced to commit that mistake.
And that's what you see indeed. Delhi is very much focusing on getting Nicola out of the game and giving space to Abhijit. Abhijit is a little bit less on these true passes than Nicola. They want to get these balls out of there, and so they give the freedom a little bit more onto Abhijit, and there's always 2-3 people looking at getting Nicola out of the game. Just need to be careful, Delhi, that they don't focus too much just on one player, because Abhijit will get 1 or 2 opportunities, and here is Gokulam already with a shot that ends up almost outside the stadium. This is not what we are used to from Alexis Sanchez here. Bad ball from the goalkeeper, gets that opportunity, should be doing better with that.
Looks at the grass straight away. This pitch a few days ago looked very different. Right now a bit different. They've worked on it. Of course, it will take more time to get better, but they are working on it. That's visible improvement on the pitch as well. But at the same time, as you mentioned, we expect better from Alex Sanchez. And happens to strikers when they're going through a bad patch suddenly. And that patch probably is a bit concerning if it gets longer. But Alex Sanchez will hope it doesn't. And the golden boot race is on. He would want to back that at least. At the same time, 1 goal can really change things. Heavy pass. And a goal kick for Delhi FC. 18 minutes played and no goals here at the EMS Corporation Stadium. Well, Delhi FC in the previous game hard fought a 1-1 draw against Real Kashmir. They were leading for majority of that game, and an unfortunate own goal cost them the point in Kashmir, which is very difficult to do. You all know how difficult they make it. Even today, earlier in the day, Mohammedan Sporting not able to score a single goal there. A 0-0 draw. But that shows that they have the ability in their squad, Delhi FC. But some pieces of the puzzle missing right now, which they look to come back with the next season.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're doing their homework already, as will be Gokulam. Both teams will be looking forward already direction next season. Delhi has a very experienced team, knows where to do their runs and create opportunities. With a very good cross here and a good Balwant Singh knowing where to show up suddenly. That's the experience that I'm talking about. But sometimes you need to have a couple of 2-3 youngsters who can put in that fire sometimes in certain games. And that's maybe something that Delhi is further looking into. But they have these opportunities and they will create some chances here.
Well, they will, and they did. And here's another attempt towards goal. Abhilash Paul. Slightest of touches, but enough to keep danger away for now. But coming back to the previous chance, the first time cross from Govinda, not a first time really, but a sudden cross from Bhupinder. That was a very surprising one for the defense as well, who were suddenly taken aback because Balwant was arriving from the far side. And that's good defending from Nithin Krishna to just head that away from Balwant. Otherwise, the way he leaped, it's very possible to get the first for Delhi. But this might be a chance to get the first. It's Papi Kasama from the corner kick, but some issues to solve before that. They have scored 30 goals this season, Delhi FC, but conceded 35. Lately, their defenses look better, but it's a marathon, not a 1-2 game story. Now from the corner, Papi Kasama looks wayward. Indeed, is very, very wayward.
You saw that he was struggling a little bit in putting his ball. He wanted to put it in front of the line, but there's like a little hole and the ball was dropping, so he pushed it away. Sometimes that can put your focus away, and that's where the cross went completely gone. Now you see these moments here where it can become very, very dangerous with 2v2s or 3v3s. And we need to see, like I said from the beginning of the game, if you play in this formation, you need to see that your wingers can keep running this, because this is a formation where these two players plus your midfield needs to do a lot of meters on the pitch.
Still on the charge, Anas Thodika, and doesn't let Hudson Diaz move any further. There's Radikarong just making sure his team is having the upper hand here, at least mentally. Oh, still stayed in play somehow, and a throw-in for, well, it looked like a throw-in for Delhi FC. And maybe the decision will be reversed. It is a decision reversed. The referee had a better angle, a better view of it rather. Hudson is complaining, but well, still not sure. Indeed, it is a throw-in for Delhi FC. The last touch was of a Gokulam man, and a long throw from Balwant Singh. Still some confusions.
And we saw clearly that it's a ball for Delhi. Last touch was by Gokulam player, but no side referee nor the referee was really making a decision. A moment like that, you need to be sure and immediately say, this is it, we're not going to change it. But this makes a confusion within the players, and sometimes this will get into a reaction at a certain point. Referee there, you need to make a decision. Linesmen take it and say what way it goes, that immediately the players can focus on what they are doing.
Nicola is trying to do things right though. Shahif, they're most of the times focused on the wings, somewhat strategical as we were discussing from the start. Anas goes long. Good Tej was there, and Pali as well. And a foul. Oh, this is a dangerous zone.
This is indeed a ball where Nicola will take the ball for him. And as we've seen step by step, Nicola is moving up on the pitch, coming a little bit closer within these 35 meters from the goal. Once he gets there, he's very, very dangerous with his left foot on these true passes. This is why if you play against him, you try to push him as far as possible away from the goal, because his long balls are good, but not that top quality to make it dangerous. But here, this will create one of these chances right now.
Well, of course, Navin Kumar has set up a three-man wall. Will it be Abhijit? Will it be Stojanovic? Lobs it forward. There's still a chance on. Delaying it. Not sure if that was necessary. We'll get back to it as the attack continues. A diving header out. But Gokulam will have it back for the time being. Oh, that's sloppy. And he has spotted a gap, but a wayward shot eventually. Couldn't connect well. The idea was right. Saw the keeper out of his lines.
These are moments, a fraction of thinking, trying to get that ball over the goalkeeper. He was right in what he did because he was gone. Maybe on the other side, if he would have run another 10 meters, he could have become a 2 versus 3 for Delhi. But his thinking process was right.
And here's Srikuttan again. Blocked and off him for a goal kick. That little luck hasn't been there. But one thing Delhi FC have done well, credits to them, is that they have not allowed Gokulam to drive through the central zones. Most of it, or rather majority of the attacks have been down the left flank from Shahif or Srikuttan.
Biggest problem you have with these 3 players in the back with Delhi, just crosses on the floor from the side will not work. Inside the box across in the air will not work either because they're very experienced on this. Main thing will have to go to be able to get one of the wingers inside the box and then maybe have a pass backwards. That could make it dangerous against these 3. But until now, Gokulam has not been able to do that.
We'll soon find out. There's Yan La, I believe he's on the bench, along with the team manager, Neeraj Kolia. And Gokulam start from the back again. Mashu Sharif. He's been with Northeast United in the past and went on to Punjab FC this season at start and now at Gokulam. But one player who has come down from the Indian Super League went on from Rajasthan United and came back to Gokulam on loan is Lalin Sanga Rentley. Of course not available in today's match. Not sure why exactly. Also to look at the bench, just to make a note for all the viewers, the Delhi FC bench, of course, there's one player you need to watch out for, Kayari. He's been a prolific goal scorer for Delhi FC across age groups and in different competitions. He's played for the India youth teams, the under 17s, and has performed well there as well. Now Shahif finds Abhijit, left and the right open, but nothing central. Not seen too much of Pitu Vieira, not at all involved so far, the number 10.
This is where this defensive formation, what I was telling you, coming with 5 in the back, Diamond in the middle, and then or Hudson up front, or Balwant Singh up front. Delhi comes back very quickly. I don't want to say at the top level coming back, but once they're in formation, it's very difficult to get through. The transitioning from Gokulam needs to be quicker, but we're here with Balwant Singh, Hudson behind him. And that was an opportunity for Delhi over there. So the transitioning that Gokulam should be doing right now is what Delhi sometimes has, going from defensive formation direction attacking with Balwant and Hudson Diaz. But you see that the gaps are becoming a little bit bigger because, as I said, running like this formation, you need to have players with a lot of engine. You need to be able to keep going, and at a certain point there will be some gaps in between the lines, and that's where Delhi will have to be careful.
They created a chance as well for themselves, and these little slips is where Gokulam need to be careful. And not the first time. Stojanovic lost the ball a while ago, and now he's chasing to win it back. This time it was Pitu Vieira. The strategy hasn't worked. Vinil Pujari. Not a great touch to set himself up for the run, and throw in for Delhi FC. Balwant will move there to take a long one again. We'll find out if Balwant can trouble the Gokulam defense. The bench is waiting. Saurav, Baba, Minu, of course the likes of No Fall PN. the most likely candidate to come on in the second half. But Balwant with a long throw, setting up his teammates for a chance. Here comes Balwant, headed out by Stojanovic. And couldn't win it back for the counter, but a chase on. Bhupinder got the legs, thankfully. 58% possession for Gokulam Kerala, enjoying the majority of it. But when will the goals come? Not too much in it, or was there? Went down dramatically. And is there a card coming out too? And not really, but a free kick.
I think there was a little push within the movement, but nothing really to think about too much. But they have a water break here right now. Sure that the players need it, even if we can see that the tempo was not that high. Let us look here. A little bit of a push, but I think maybe the chin touched the back of the head, but not really a big foul there. But it gives another opportunity for Delhi there.
Body contact game, isn't it? Felt a header from behind, was trying to go for the ball. But well, sometimes things fall in your favor, sometimes things don't. Jan Lodge is stepping up there for the talks. Domingo Cabrera, he's having a bit of a very animated discussion there, because he wants a few things to change, a way to breach his Delhi FC setup. And that's good to see. Vilash Paul getting a word exchanged with the goalkeeping coach, I believe, Shandip Nandi. A very experienced man himself.
And now a moment like this, there lies the danger for Gokulam. All players just went for a water break. You have a free kick on a dangerous place for a long ball in the far area. As you see, that's where the Delhi players are all putting themselves, and it is Hudson Diaz who's going on the furthest, trying to get that ball there. Gokulam moving up, and it's these little moments now after a water break that you can be out of your focus just for a second, and that could be an opportunity for Delhi.
We've seen that often. Bhupinder targets what exactly you said. Too many maroon orange shirts there. And has that been given as an offside? It looks like.
It's something that you see happening immediately in advance. You see where the players are putting themselves. You see where the ball is going to come. Of course, on a screen, it's sometimes a little bit easier than on the sideline, because on the sideline, it's more difficult. You're on the same line as where the players are. But you knew that that ball was going to come there, and that the opportunity lies there to maybe get a header, maybe get a second ball. But now it is up to Gokulam, but the ball is there, goes up and down the pitch from one side to the other. It's not really constructive that one of the two teams is playing, but there is pressure here.
Oh, a lot of pressure, and cleared by Avilash.
But you also see that for both teams, the tempo is a little bit gone. The aggressiveness in a tackle, both teams know that the competition is finished for them. And where you saw a couple of matches ago where you would have seen one of the players still flying in, maybe putting their body a little bit harder, you see that the tempo is a little bit down.
34 minutes played. No goals yet to be seen. But maybe after that little pep talk, might see something changing. Shahif, Srikuttan. Alex Sanchez has dropped in the center to find a pass which he doesn't get eventually. And now Stojanovic looking to find the best of options and doesn't find one. This is what I find very intriguing with Balwant and Hudson just stretching wide. And that probably is Akash Tirki in the middle. That's not exactly a false 9. And that, of course, he's not playing as a forward. And at the same time, that's not a midfielder position when you're between the two strikers. Very strange. But right now, focus on Gokulam's attack as Babovic. He's looking to create something. Abhijit. And again, the wings, the only channels at the moment. And they're trying not to use the wings. Strange. And back to Stojanovic. Looks long. And here's Shahif again. With a pass towards Babovic. Appeals for handball, not given.
But that's what you see with Delhi right now in defensive formation. You were talking about Balwant and about Hudson. The moment that they're in the very low block, because Delhi is playing on a very low block, is waiting on that transition to go from defense to attack. They're playing in a 5-2-3 with Hudson dropping back, Balwant dropping back, and then at the end you have two defensive midfielders in front of your 5. And it's just a very low block, but here Gokulam with an opportunity, with a ball backwards, like I said, that would have been the opportunities, because if you play with 5 there on that line, you will not win the headers most of the times. So these balls backwards, remember that I said a couple of minutes ago, that's where the danger will be able to fall, and that's what they did right now. Ball backwards, flying header, and almost the 1-0 for Gokulam.
Could he have gone with his feet? There wasn't too much pressure. It was a bright attempt, of course, not taking away that, but had more time than he realized. Gokulam trying to win it back again. And that's one of the best chances they have created. Hudson Dias, too strong. There was a pull from behind and then a nudge. He's on a yellow already. He has to be careful, and that's what the referee just warning him.
Hey, Mazur, again, online, hold the line, with Mazur. Hold the line with Mazur.
And you hear the Gokulam coach here shouting very, very clearly, hold the line because the ball is going to come. But you see that the line is broken here at the far side with Hudson. And suddenly they took it back. But there was a little bit of a breach in that line where the coach was talking and shouting about.
And Mashu Sharif was there with the clearance. That's better from Shahif. Didn't have the physicality, had the tricks on him. But eventually, Hudson Dias did not give up and cleared away. Israel Gurung not happy with what he's seeing from his players. Anas. Well, Delhi FC, they do not have a win in the last 5 matches. They got a draw in the previous one, but 4 back-to-back losses before that, which will be a headache. And no clean sheet in the last 6 matches as well. So both of them are expected to concede, but at the same time they've gone with caution ahead of this game. That is why we haven't seen a goal. Oh, very interesting run from Balwant Singh, who seems like he has stayed onside. And is that outside the box? Or is it just inside? Oh, it's been given as an offside. I believe he timed his run to perfection, Balwant Singh. Very intelligent run, but this angle wouldn't... This angle is fine, but I think we have to see from a little further ahead.
On this angle, he's offside, what we see. If he does, he gives a red card. He's got the red card in his hands, and Gokulam is retained. If he doesn't give it as an offside, it's a one-on-one situation, and it should have been a red card. That's what I was telling you here immediately. And the decision has been made by the referees. But on the video that we see with the standpoint of the camera, it looks like an offside.
Well, but that was much after the ball was released. But when the ball was released, that would be a better replay if we can watch that again from the time the ball was released. It looked like Balwant made a timely run, according to me. Maybe another look will make it clear. But if it is an offside, then how can that be a red card? But of course, if it is not, as you said, it is a red card. And Mashood Sharif, there's where experience needs to come in. At that position, maybe you would have conceded a goal, but at the same time, at this stage, when you're not in a knockout game or something, taking a red card, very, very strange. He's on the ground there, Mashood Sharif. Or rather, well, we'll wait to find out what the decision is. It is a free kick.
The decision that the referee has made is clear. It's a red card, and now they are discussing if it is a penalty, if it's not a penalty, where the ball needs to be. And at the moment, he has put the ball 2-3 meters outside the 16. Let us see it here. Clearly again, the foul is outside. There is no talking about a penalty here. It is a one-on-one, and now Delhi, even with further discussion, gets a yellow card also. And this way it keeps going with a lot of discussion, which is not necessary from sides. And if he keeps going like this, he's going to end up with a red card also, and then it's 10v10.
And that's an unnecessary yellow card for argument, which is very much not needed. They already seen a red card. They'll be down to 10 men. You've got a free kick from an interesting position. Very much a goal-scoring range. Maybe Balwant can fancy it, but of course you can see the other players interested too. 5-man wall. We might see something from the training ground as well. Generally from this range it is 9 out of 10 times a direct attempt, but with Delhi FC you never know what they have in their pack. Whatever but a goal will help their cause. Gokulam are down to 10. That is the news from the center. It is Mashood Sharif who has been sent off. Balwant Singh standing on it. So is Papi Gassama. Who will it be is the question. Balwant with a powerful one, but not enough to beat Avilash Paul. Slipped initially, but gathered on the second attempt.
Looked at the far post, tried to get enough power for second player to follow, but was just not hard enough, and Avish's ball was strong enough to get that second ball. Now we're going to see if Delhi is going to start pressing a little bit more against 10 players, or if Gokulam is going to keep that ball in the back. And at the moment I don't see a change within the mentality of Delhi. They are staying within that formation, staying and coming back very quickly. But Gokulam, with their strength, with their players, will create some opportunities, and the coaches still are discussing there in what exactly they're going to do.
That's an important pass back from Akash Tirki, and the way he found that pass is more intriguing. This might be more of an offside, but it goes straight to Avilash Paul, hence not needed. And now Anas. And now it'll be very interesting to see what they do with 10 men. They haven't made a substitution yet, so it seems like Shahif is playing centre back with Anas, and maybe they're going with 3 at the back right now. Abhijit dropping as well between the centre backs. They're not going defensive, which is clear. Everyone up front, still wide. P2 and Nitin Krishna. The fullback is on the overlap, and here's Balwant. I tried to make a meal out of it. Ranas has the experience too, and finds Nitin Krishna.
At the moment they're playing with a 4-3-2. 2 players up front. Jonathan Otero is going to play as a left back, going to overlap where he suddenly ends up in midfield. They just need to see that the defense is strong enough to handle everything, and see if they are going to keep pressing or not, or they're going to stop the game at a certain point and just keep the ball in the back. Because Delhi is not really moving forward, and this could break down the tempo even more than it was already in the first half.
Half a minute remaining of regulation time in this first half. Babovic looking to get on to possession, having to work so hard. And Stojanovic thought there were no Delhi FC players behind. That would have been a foul, but he stayed on possession. Kasama just checks it back. And they'll be happy away from home, containing Gokulam for the entire first half, the highest scoring team of the league. And at the same time, and now they'll have a man advantage in the second half. 4 minutes added on. And
now you say they'll be happy with a point here away from home, but you have more than 45 minutes to go still in the second half. You want to go back home with 3 points right now. There is no thing to keep looking at a draw here. Step by step, they need to move forward, try to get these 3 points for themselves, give the end of the season a little bit of glamour, instead of right now just keeping the zero and keeping that tempo down, because there's no point for Delhi to do that. As we said at the beginning, they will not get relegated anymore. They will not play for promotion. You got another 45 minutes to go. Just press everything forward, get a goal, get 2 goals, get the 3 points back home, and finish your season on a good note.
Hudson Diaz still getting some treatment, but their highest goal scorer, Sergio Barbosa, is on the bench, and maybe we'll see him in the second half. They're more eager to see Gayari come out and perform, and that is the only way we can find out if a player has got it in himself to perform in these type of games, or these type of stages rather. He's done it in the youth level, but unless and until you see him playing here, you cannot really know if he can perform similarly here as well.
Yeah, youth and seniors is absolutely not the same. Tempo is different. More brains on the pitch, more players who have that experience already, and then it's up to you as a young player to be able to adapt very, very quickly. Don't have that pressure, don't have that stress on you, which is not always easy for a young player. And it all depends on the guidance of the experienced player, if they can help you when you make a little mistake, where to go, having the right leaders on the pitch. And that's something that sometimes you miss, especially a bit in the divisions where there is not many foreigners or no foreigners at all here. It's that leadership, it's that experience that they bring over direction young players. But that's where we will have to see what he can do at this level.
Pitu Vieira finally getting involved. Shahif, but not in a position he would like to get involved in. A defensive few passes, having to play as a left full back almost, a more aggressive left full back, because Gokulam often go on the overlap, which we saw with Shahif. Forced to run back. Strong defending from Delhi FC. This is not the best of stylish football defensively, which you would like to see, but this is enough to contain a team. They've been doing that right. But again, the question about the role which Akash Tirke is playing.
Yeah, right now you need to look a little bit at what's going on. Who are they putting at what position? Where do they want to keep the lines closed? On the other side, good opportunity here on the left side. As I said, Gokulam will create still some chances, and you need to be careful with Nicolade, because when he comes on these areas, he's very, very dangerous.
A glimpse of that danger with Nikola Stojanovic trying to find Papovic there. Important header from Gurtej. And he'll have a corner now. The first corner for Gokulam, and might be the last of the first half. As we're approaching half time. A chance for Gokulam to get a lead. But no more extra seconds in first half. Both teams settle for 0-0 after 45 minutes. There is 45 more to play, but Gokulam will have 10 men on pitch to fight 11 of Delhi FC. That is one difference which we'll see in the second half, but for now, all attempts to breach Delhi FC have gone in vain. The stats at halftime: 65% possession for Gokulam Kerala, 4 shots of which just 1 on target, and 35% possession from Delhi FC, but they still have managed to find 3 shots, of which 1 was on target. 1 yellow card for both sides, but more importantly, 1 red card for Gokulam Kerala. Mashu Sharif sent off for a tackle on Balwant Singh. 1 corner each and 1 offside against Delhi FC. And the 4 shots with Alex Sanchez's attempt going wide, well wide, and Babovic, Shahif and Srikuttan tried their luck as well. We'll soon see changes and alterations. Maybe no fall coming in, and maybe Pova Amino, who knows, in place of Pitu Vieira, because he's down the flanks where Shahif will fit in, and Boba Amino will go back to the central defense if position. Balwant and Hudson Diaz with the shots for Delhi FC. 3 of them, 2 from Balwant, 1 from Hudson Diaz. The second one was from the free kick.
Second half, we will have to see what's going to happen, but let us first see here the fouls. Masho's got 2, Srikutan got 2, Anas 1, and Babovic 1, a little bit all over the pitch, as Gokulam had the most of the ball position. That means that indeed on these transitions they will have made some fouls. On the other side, we have for Delhi Balwant 1, Gassama 1, and Hudson Diaz 1.
Well, but there is more to come, I'm sure, and it will be a different second half, given that the situation of the game is so anything possible. Gokulam have nothing to lose, so is the story for Delhi FC, and both of them with free minds will look to play their best football and get 3 points. We'll have a look at the story of the first 45 minutes. Here's how it all started here at the EMS Corporation Stadium. In case you've missed any bit of action in the first 45, you can catch up with this and get on with second half right after the break. But the moments which could have created the difference, but right now it's all levels. Srikuttan with that cross in, and a little flick from Babovic didn't work well. A few fouls here and there. This attempt was a brave one, but Nitin Krishna coming in the way. And Balwant time and again creating chances, but couldn't find anything.
It was all just a little bit, and then this action, as I predicted a little bit, what could have made a danger against 3 in the back, which at the end is 5 in the back, not really 3 in the back. Bring that ball on the back line, and then here the moment of the evening. Was it offside? Was it not offside? But it ended up in a 1v1 and a red card. A good shot there from Balwant. Almost an opportunity. And that was the end of the first half. Hopefully in the second half, Delhi will have the courage to move up. Because otherwise, I think if they keep playing like this, it will be a half where Gokulam will have the ball in the back and Delhi will be happy with a point.
We'll find out, but shortly after a break. At halftime, it's Gokulam Kerala 0, Delhi FC 0. Welcome back for second half action between Gokulam Kerala and Delhi FC, a 0-0 after the first 45, and a red card for Gokulam Kerala to sum up the 45 first minutes. And now another half to find out if any of these teams can get all 3 points. A bright attack straight away. Pupinder on the right, cuts inside. Wrong option, a wrong moment. And I'm very sure, at least looks like that Delhi FC have come out with a different approach in the second half, maybe a different formation altogether, which we'll find out as Steve Leon joins me in the comm box. But at the same time, a substitution confirmation for Gokulam, and no fault PN has come in for Swikutan VS. And another change too. Pitu Vieira has been taken off, and it's not really Boba Aminu, it is Salam Ranjan Singh who has come on. Abhijit will be still looking to go for 3 points. Positive touch from Manas, and finds a pass towards Babovic, who is more wide now. He's driving inside. Too close for comfort.
So as you were saying already, Delhi a different approach a little bit than in the first half. But there was a first small opportunity for Gokulam. As you see very, very quickly right now, it's 4 in the back instead of 3 in the back. That means that there is going to be more runners going forward, a little bit more press within the game of Delhi. But even against 10 players of Gokulam, they have this opportunity of true passes. As you saw already in the first, Delhi needs to be careful on that part, that suddenly they don't want to go and play too high, because with Nicola, who just has the ball in his feet, with Alexis Sanchez, who's going to be waiting for these small opportunities, they will have a problem on the counter-attack against Gokulam, and it will create certain opportunities. So Delhi needs to be smart in their tactics, and again there is an opportunity for Gokulam.
Drive to one in, tried to pack it with power, but comfortable for Navin Kumar, who has been working on his positioning too, has been very sharp in the last few games. But then, with the change of strategy, they're being allowed space. And what Gokulam have done is, they've gone with the 4 in the back, of course, with that change of Salam Ranjan coming in, Anasad Thodika and Salam being the centre-back pair. And now they've gone with almost a 4-4-1, with Alex Sanchez being the only one up front. Of course, with different variations, which we'll find out. But the basic is that way.
Yeah, it looks like it a little bit. Indeed, it can become a 4-4-1. But with the 2 wingers coming to the inside and having Nicola behind them, and then running back here, you see it clearly with 4. Go quick on these transitions to try to get that opportunity behind the back. But Delhi, their approach is completely different as in the first half. A lot more pressure, trying to recover that ball quicker. But they need to be careful with someone as Alexis Sanchez up front for Gokulam.
A dramatic fall, but seems like Gokulam do not care that they are a man down. They are going in attack. That's a sharp little pass through the defense. Alex Sanchez. Oh well, expectations are on the peak and should have done better.
You saw that quality through pass from Nicola direction Alexis Sanchez. But as we said, his magical touch is a little bit gone for the last couple of weeks at the moment. I think it's also the setback of getting out of that title race. That's the feeling that I have. Both come together. In his mind, he was playing for the title, and now I think it's a set that's gone. A little bit of an opportunity here for Delhi, but not the smartest move from Balwant Singh there to go and do that header. So as I was saying, I think it's a little bit more of a mental setting. We see it again here. Could have just let the ball go or put it on the chest for Hudson Diaz to get that shot done, but No, I was just saying for Alexis Sanchez, that's a little bit the feeling that I have, that mentally it's broken a little bit because they went out of that title race, and then that magical touch disappears a little bit if you're not at 100%. So I'm sure that his mind is or on next year still with the same team, or what I've heard a little bit already, that there is opportunities that he will be going somewhere else. But I'm not the kind of guy who likes too much to talk about maybes and maybes, but it's something that I've heard somewhere in the background, that there is already talks with another team for him. And a player like that, if he is at his 100%, he's a top scorer. He's a guy with a touch that you don't see much in this league. He has something special when he's on top form.
And of course, why not? Those talks and opportunities, it'll come his way when you're such a top player, and many of the clubs will want to sign him next season. Will be interesting to see if Gokulam can hold on to his services. But at the same time, which also makes it clear that he's more of a team man, and that's a giveaway. Balwant. Strong from Stojanovic. But the previous attempt, it was Balwant who created that pass from the center, switching it to the right, and then went for the header. Could have done something different. No fall. He's the fastest on the pitch right now. Likes to cut in, likes the angle, and he'll still race on to latch onto it. What an exciting watch. And no fall. And finally given away to Delhi FC. And Akash Tirki will just slow it down.
That's what you have with the Delhi defense a little bit. Very, very experienced, but you put someone or two players with a little bit of speed against them, they will know where to position themselves, but sometimes they will struggle there. And that's what we just saw here. Great action again, good run, one-on-one, be quicker. Maybe he would have had a shot or a first touch immediately to Alexis Sanchez. But these balls are too easy for the Gokulam defense, what Delhi is trying to do here.
All the way back to Avilash Paul. Stojanovic, now he's getting some space. And has seen a pass through towards Babovic. A fiery white boot of his. But as he mentioned, the defense so aware of where to position themselves. A good stage with the block. Might not be the fastest, but still got enough quality. No fall. He delivers. And Sanchez tried to just receive it instead of attacking it. But maybe Gokulam have found a little motivation in that halftime dressing room talk. Who knows? Vedana said the Thodika. Finds Alex Sanchez. He's taken it wide. And now Shahif. Much better from Gokulam. Was looking for no falls run, I believe, which was not at all what no fall was thinking.
The opportunities that Gokulam is also creating right now is because of the change of tactics of Delhi. Delhi is not really playing in that low block anymore, not waiting on Gokulam. That means that there is space behind the lines of the Delhi midfielders, and that gives the opportunities that Gokulam is creating right now. Delhi is moving up, means creating spaces for Alexis to run.
And look who's there. In the sidelines, just ready to come on. Oh, that's a bad challenge. Could have been a card there, or maybe not, but not given for the time being. But the man who is ready on the touchline, Sergio Barbosa. And they want to go aggressive. They want to go attacking, but there's more issues than that. Bali Gagandeep is down. Heavy strapping on that left leg of his. I wonder who Barbosa will replace. The most likely candidate, of course, is Hudson Diaz. But Bali Gagandeep's injury might be more of a concern. And in that case, we might see another experienced man, Anwar Ali, come on, because he's the only defender remaining in this Delhi bench.
It doesn't look good indeed. They already gave a signal to change him. He was already strapped on completely. So this could be the end of his match. And you were talking about that tackle. I don't really agree that it was a bad challenge. He doesn't really put his foot forward. Yes, he goes direction the ball and the player, but his 2 feet are under him. So yes, he goes on that moment and on that action, but if he would have put his foot forward, it would have been a second red card here. But that's not what he did at the end. He puts his legs under him, goes into the challenge. It's a foul, yes, but it wasn't a really bad challenge, especially when we're talking about trying to injure someone, going over a certain limit. That was not the case. So indeed, a normal foul here.
So right call, a free kick given, but not a card shown. It wasn't that bad as you mentioned and explained rightly. So Bali Gagandeep is off. And in comes Sergio Barbosa. And along with that, Tandonba Singh Naurim has also come on. Bali Gagandeep couldn't continue. Kastirki has been taken off. So now they are again left with 3 at the back, or maybe we'll see someone else slot in the left back position, maybe Vinil. Tandonba, his first touch. And given away by Pape. Or Hudson, maybe, is it? It was Hudson. So Sergio Barbosa will play in that hole where Kastirki was playing, it seems like. And Tandonba, of course, settles in the defensive midfield zone alongside Papi Kusama. Long ball forward, hoping for Barbosa to get onto that one. 7 goals to his name this season. Little threat up front, has been here previously as well. More of hope in that pass than accuracy or planning.
That was a waste of a cross indeed, so really no one was in the box yet. I'm trying to figure out if Delhi has changed. If I look a little bit quickly around, it looks like a 4-4-2 with a diamond, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I see 4 in the back, I see a diamond here right now, so that could be indeed what I was saying. Direction of 4-4-2 with a diamond in the middle, Balwal and Hudson Diaz up front, and then Lobera behind them. I think that is what they made as a change, but still give the opportunity on the flanks for Gokulam to penetrate in between, and that's what we just saw here.
Clinical challenge from Tandonba. And now Barbosa has space because Shahif was joining attack. Sergio Barbosa, that's the difference he can make. Individual brilliance. And a super sub for Delhi FC. 1-0. And a sudden spark taking Delhi ahead.
That's when you go out of position, especially if you got 10 players already. You want to go for those 3 points. You attack, someone goes out of position. Quick transition is what I said from the beginning. It's a little bit the game that Delhi wanted to play today. Second half was a little bit different, but he does that quality, puts it in the far post, on the floor. As I always say, put it on the far post, on the bottom floor. Very difficult for a goalkeeper. And 1-0 for Delhi by Sergio Barbosa.
The difference maker. And some Brazilian touch on the pitch. Welcoming him at the EMS with a goal. But then again, Shahif went on that overlapping run, tried a bit too much and left space open, and it was that very spot where Barbosa attacks. And that is what experience can do to you. You just know how to capitalize on opportunities. And Nitin Krishna, another giveaway, felt a notch there. Balwant, Barbosa again, will it be two? Almost, so nearly. It was a better opportunity than the previous one, but somehow he's missed the target.
Quality true pass from Balwant Singh the second time. Gets that opportunity, should have been 2-0 right now. And that's something that, you know, you're with 10 man already, you're still trying to attack for 3 points. But we need to see here, it could be another injured player. There's a discussion between the referees. Maybe they saw something from the side, what happened.
We would love to see the replay if possible, but seems like came off very worse of it, of Vinal Pujari. Head injuries treated with first priority. Concussion check, of course, made compulsory now. And Avilash Paul, as you mentioned, couldn't have done better. When you go to the ground with such power, it's very difficult for keepers to get down. And that is what exactly Sergio Barbosa has done. On the second attempt, he could have got another. A brace within 5 minutes of coming on would have been a wonderful introduction, but I tried to be too precise, I believe. That is where he missed the target.
Was also quite central compared to the first one. First one a bit more on the right side. Makes it a bit easier to find a corner. Central, goalkeeper comes out, makes the goal very small. Makes it always a bit more difficult, but we see that Richard is getting ready to substitute.
Alex Sanchez.
Alex Sanchez, indeed. Maybe they will try to make a little bit of a difference in formation, to make it as a block a little bit. We'll have to see what they're going to do with taking out their top scorer here. But he was also not really in the game. He was not at that top level. The 2-3 opportunities that he had, small opportunities, were not at the top level, and they made a change here.
But once again, I'm sure you saw that blank look on my face. The reason is that once again, no goal for Alex Sanchez. That is very rare for such a quality striker, and if you're wondering why he's still on the pitch getting treatment, because sometimes when there's a cut or something like that which needs immediate patching up, that is allowed on the pitch for a few seconds, and he'll now walk out gradually. Hopefully he will be all right to continue. Vinal Pujari and a few fans enjoying their evening here at the EMS Corporation Stadium, Kozhikode. The state loves the game. Right now the scenario is not the best for Gokulam Kerala, but they'll look to bounce back. And on with the game once again. Delhi FC for the time being, because of that injury, will be with 10 men for the next few seconds. Another foul. And that's the newly introduced Rishad, who has come in place of Alex Sanchez. So it'll be Babovic leading striking duties now.
And at the moment you see that they're talking to each other, but no one really knows who's playing where. Babovic is trying to understand what he needs to do. I think Babovic has taken the position of Alexis Sanchez. Then most probably 4 players behind him and 4 in the back. Maybe with one of the full backs moving over to still get a point. But as you said, it's not been the last couple of weeks for Alexis Sanchez. And as I said also, you need to imagine yourself, you're playing for the title at a certain point, you get kicked out of that title race. Mentally, maybe you were already focused on trying to get into ISL, and maybe his mind is somewhere else at the moment.
Well, maybe, but Delhi FC's mind is very well on getting the second here. They have seen an opportunity. They want to pounce on it. Thought of a free kick, or rather a penalty. That's what they were appealing for. And a bit of confusion. No fall is quick. And Navin Kumar clears his lines. Headed forward by Shahif. And Babovic has played a striker in the previous few matches, and he's been switching with Alex Sanchez. And now finally he's back to his more natural role. Let's see if he can fire. And maybe Gokulam are preparing him for the next season too. Who knows? But things will change once the transfer market opens. But right now, good sliding challenge from Gurtej. He's got a goal in the previous match. Gurtej Singh against Real Kashmir. A volley from a little outside the penalty spot, I would say a few yards inside the box, of course, but a decent one. Anas, he has played well so far. Anas Adatorika returning after long, and many fans will be very happy to see him, the locals especially. And no fall has stayed on side. That's a very timely run. One you would love to have in your team. These kind of players. We'll get back to it in a moment. Stojanovic trying to be clever, but gets caught out in possession. Barbosa doesn't like it. That was unnecessary to give away the ball. Back with Rishat. And now Stojanovic, Gokulam need to step up. Their clean sheet is gone. And now no fall. 3 blue shirts in front of him. Can he get the better of all 3? 4 arrived and forced to play back. Stojanovic. Delicious. But a gamble.
So as you see at the moment, they are playing more with 3 in the back. Richard just in front of them. Nicola has moved up. He has moved up closer direction the strikers to maybe give these balls a little bit. Nufal is doing the runs on transition, and then you have Babovic up front waiting to try to get that opportunity to score.
I'm not sure if you heard that. Play with confidence. And they need it a lot. Stojanovic to Shahif. Moving forward again, Gokulam time and again. They have enjoyed the majority of possession, but sometimes it means nothing when you cannot get the goals. Cushioned header back to Navin Kumar. Is that a possibility today, the way things are going, that the highest scoring team of the league doesn't get a goal against Delhi FC in this kind of a match? Where Delhi FC, of course, have conceded 35 goals. And we'll get back to the answer after this attack as Gokulam move forward. Here's Babovic. Felt a nudge from behind. And now Stojanovic. He has pulled the trigger time and again in the last few matches. Tried a bit extra this time.
Gokulam will create 1 or 2 opportunities as long as it's 1-0. There is always a chance for Gokulam to score a goal. Main thing for Delhi is to try to score that second one as quickly as possible. Once that is done, then the game is over. But right now, as you see, someone like Nicola still is fighting for every ball. It's up to the Delhi players to finish this game off as quickly as possible, because as long as it stays 1-0, Gokulam will have a couple of shots at goal.
But look at those touches from Balwant, the 1 or 2 touches, just creating a bit of space. And not a great cross, and miscued header back. He was trying to push it back towards Avilash, I believe, or wasn't aware maybe of the surroundings. It gives away a corner, and Delhi would look to seal it as quickly as possible. Pape Kasama is going to take that one, and it seems like Boba Aminu is warming up for Gokulam Kerala. Still a question mark in my head. Maybe we'll, once I get an opportunity sometime in future to have a chat with Domingo Cabrera. That'll be a question for sure. Another corner, back-to-back corners for Delhi FC. Third corner, might be the fourth, I believe, because it's back-to-back ones. Papi Gassama, they have numbers in the box. Balwant, one of them, goes close to goal, but the near post was covered by Matija Bobovic.
But you see that the tempo has broken completely here. There is an opportunity that this is going to be a long last 20 minutes of the game until maybe, as I say, that one or two opportunities for Gokulam to get one back. Otherwise, I think that the match will be going to its end at this tempo.
And the board is out. The change is ready. Boba Minu, he might be a difference maker. Seems like Nidhan Krishna is the one who is gonna be taken off. And he's a figure, a character who can inspire a team towards wins, just like Sergio Barbosa did. Even though Boba Minu is a centre-back, but he often rises to join attack and has the ability to really make a team look different. And that is why I say the question will remain in my mind about this season, him not being used much. Late foot in, and Ali Shah makes the most of it. Free kick for Delhi FC and a yellow card for Rishad. And there's the change meanwhile on the near side of your screens. We'll have a look at the challenge again. The yellow card one, very late and a high foot as well. But Boba Minu is on in place of Nidhan Krishna.
Substitution for Gokulam.
Indeed, he's not being used that much this year, but depending on where they're going to put him, and I think he's not going to be playing up front, he will get a spot in the back, try to cement, because that's his strength, that's what he can do well. Delhi players here trying to get a penalty, and there's a little bit of a discussion going on.
He feels it was a penalty, but maybe not much in that involved. Bhupinder has been working tirelessly, and that is his natural position, Boba Minu. But during set pieces, he turns out to be a massive threat, and he has no fall. And at the same time, cancels out opposition attacks so well. Not sure if he had injury concerns. That is, of course, a factor which you never know, an inside story. And there was a pass opening up for Babovic, which finally will come. How much confidence would you need to trap it down there as a defender? Not sure if many coaches would like that, but when done well, it's all good. But if he slipped, it could have been dangerous. It still can be. Cheeky from Gassama, avoiding the challenges. No mistake from Balwant as such, apart from that header missed. And now Barbosa running forward. He has seen Balwant open. He can line up one. Once in his prime, was a very lethal shooter. Closed down by a number of Gokulam players. He look to launch an attack quick. Not much support for no fall, but he'll run forward still. Rishad. Here's Shahif. He has left to join attack more than defending today. Rishad again. A good spell of possession. Boba Minu to Salam Ranjan Singh. Israel Gurung having a brief chat with Yan Law. Maybe some more things might be changed for Delhi FC sooner or later. Rishad. Babovic drop deep. Pull a trigger. Deflected. Thankfully off target. Navin Kumar was a little off his lines. And that'll be a cooling break, I believe, before we get on with the corner.
And this will be the same as in the first half, a moment where we see that deflected shot here that could have gone over the goalkeeper. But as I was just saying, this is one of those moments right now where Gokulam will try to get players inside the box. Maybe Delhi not being on their top foot right now because of that water break. And we will see if Buba can make a difference on this first corner. As we all know, he's quite dangerous on that. He has these opportunities with his head. And let us see if he can put that fire inside the game again.
Well, we'll see that in a while. A quarter of an hour remaining. After this, Israel still having a word with Sergio Barbosa. So is Jan Law. They want him to get a second. He's been brought in to change things for Delhi FC. Jamal Mohammed, today's match official, has done well so far, I would say. And the score line reads 1-0 in favor of Delhi FC. Gokulam are down to 10 and are playing an entire half with 10 men. But now it will be a corner, and there is some signal show from Stojanovic. Not sure what exactly that signal means, but we'll get to know once he swings his left boot. Stojanovic, can he get one? And there's Boba Aminu in the box. There is Salam Ranjan Singh. It'll land to Matija Babovic. He's looking to turn creator right now. Boba Aminu rises. And it was offside anyway. The flag is up.
There was the first opportunity, slight opportunity for Buba. As we know, he comes in that far zone most of the times. And this was one of the signals. It was a different signal in the past with Nicola. But he tries to get the ball, the first ball on the far zone. And then a header that comes back for an opportunity. But we see a change here for Saurabh coming on for Balwant Singh.
So Gaurav Rawat is on in place of Balwant Singh. Getting fresh legs on probably was the idea. Taking a few seconds off the clock too. Navin Kumar can take his time right now. Of course not more than the one allowed, otherwise we'll be in the books soon. Plays it long. Hudson. There is a free runner on the right in the form of Propinda. Not far from a situation where you can play it there. And Gokulam have a throw in. No Fall has got the captain's armband, I believe. Boba. More favouring the three in the back now, three centre backs. Anna Sedatodika. He's timing again with some of those slip passes and vision, I would say, more than the passes. Has reminded us why he once was favoured as the top priority in the national team. Of course, a few years down in the past. Some issues as Navin Kumar has gone down. He has a little bit of injury concern with that right foot, but at the same time, this is something which I remember in the Kashmir game too.
It's at the end something that you see a lot happening in the competitions here. It's something that you see less in Europe. There is a little bit of time wasting there. I'm not saying that it is time wasting right now, but it is something that happens quite often here. And it's something that at the end FIFA has tried to change, as you've noticed in the last World Cup, with adding all these minutes, plus 14 minutes extra time, plus 15 minutes extra time. But it was not possible to do that in European competitions because they got so many matches coming up that at the end they're just playing too many minutes extra. But it happens quite often here, and I'm sure that these ways of play in Europe it doesn't work, because the supporters will get behind it. They will start hearing, letting themselves hear about that the game needs to be at a high tempo in the meantime. But let us hope it's not too long that he's injured here, or that there's something that they can do about it, because we want to see a last couple of 10 minutes at a higher tempo, and we see another change happening here.
It is Shahif who has been taken off, and in comes sort of.
Substitution for Gokulam
So they're going with a proper 3 back
Jersey number 23,
and a 5 in the middle with
replaced
2
by
wing
jersey
backs,
number 11,
sort of at the,
Soldo.
on the left hand side, and no fall on the right hand side. Salam Ranjan with the throw in. Navin Kumar up on his feet, all the way back to Anas.
Focus! Focus! Your duties, come on!
And all the way back to Boba Minu. Was thinking something, but the ideas were all marked, I believe. And now Stojanovic
Don't just stand!
finds a free man. Abhijit asking too much of no fall. He was gone to the left, sort of is on the right. He's trying to bend it on the path, but needed more power and precision in that pass to execute it.
That's the difference between the pass of Nicola that you just saw before that. That was in between the lines at the right position at the right moment. But I still think that at the moment he's playing too deep. But we got an opportunity here of the new man.
A slip and an opportunity missed. Oh well, we'll have a closer look. Oh, just lost his footing.
This would have been a moment for the newcomer to put his mark immediately, but a slip like that can make the difference between a point or 0 points here in this game, especially with 10 players. And as I said, these kind of small opportunities, they need to do better. Otherwise, they will struggle to get something here at home.
One of the best opportunities of the night for Gokulam Kerala. Unfortunate slip. Abhijit plays it back to Rishad. And they're looking for options again, which has been the story of the game. Time and again, looking for options, not finding any. Forced to either play it back or try to go something innovative.
That's when you play against a low block like Delhi is playing. They only played a little bit higher at the beginning of the second half. But against a low block like that, you need a lot of quick moving players. If it is too static, and that's what you're seeing at the dynamism of this team Gokulam right now, it's just all too soft a little bit, easy tempo, not really getting that fire inside the game. And if you play against a low block, it needs to be everyone going very, very quickly, left to right, getting that press, quick play, quick movement, because otherwise a low block can just, especially with the experience that the Delhi players have, they just block it out. And these are the opportunities now where Gokulam needs to do more.
And now with the changes of no fall and sort of on the flanks, they'll see a little more of it. But they need to play these passes quicker. Just right here, just slowing it down the game. And Stojanovic, he's trying to do it himself. Lined up a shot, but there wasn't enough space. Flat cross there.
Push up!
And launched long. Now they've gone into a shell, Delhi FC, and a while ago, and you could hear some shouts from the bench. They were all saying, let them go behind, block the passes, do not let them come in. And that's what they'll be trying. They're not entirely sitting back, but then just trying to not let Gokulam play forward passes. And that is why this forced long ball straight to the hands of Navin Kumar.
This is what I was just saying. As long as you don't have that movement, your defenders don't know where to put the ball. And you see the Gokulam players, they're walking on the pitch, going from left to right. Sometimes on that counter-attack, they try something. but at this tempo it will not work, and it's Delhi who was on the offside. As I was explaining, if you don't have that real motivation inside the competition anymore, and you have a team like Delhi who's just waiting for you right now and try to go on a counter-attack, then your passes need to be perfect, the tempo needs to be high, and the two wingers, because they are playing with two wingers right now, Gokulam, they need to go quick forward inside that box, try to go onto a one-on-one, and that's what they are not doing at the moment. They always turn back, and by that time, look at it here, 7, 8, 9 players inside the box, waiting, trying to head that ball away, and then the ball needs to be perfect for a shot.
And the shot wasn't perfect though from Abhijit. Couldn't connect properly. Missed the target. 11 shots from Gokulam. Wonder how many on target. Maybe in the first half it was 1. Maybe that increased to 2 or 3. But they need to do it better. And Domingo Cabrera, he was talking about keeping it clean at the back and finding a win. It has been the opposite story so far. Delhi FC have the clean sheet and the 1-goal lead. But at the same time, if you look at the matches of Delhi FC, sometimes they have been unlucky and lost points. But Sergio Barbosa can write his name all over this fixture. And look at that celebration, what it means to him. A game changer in blue. Sergio Barbosa with surely the decider of this game. 2-0 for Delhi FC.
Same action, same goal, a little bit more on the right side compared to his second shot. His second shot was more central. Here you will see a little bit more on the right side. He comes on that right side, and that's where the goalkeeper now was anticipating. As you see, he goes a little bit more on the right side because he tries to block down his second post. But of course, a player like him, he sees that, and he saw that the first post was open right now. So he popped it in top of the corner, and 2-0 for Delhi, end of the match, even with a 61% ball possession for Gokulam. It doesn't always mean that you will win the game. Well, this is 2-0 Delhi. Gokulam will stay home with 0 points, and Delhi will go back at home with 3 points.
Purely strategical and a result of hard work which they have put in. They have been unlucky at times, as I was saying, but this time they have worked ahead of luck. But there might be a goal still for Gokulam. That's stolen away by Delhi FC, who are looking in the mood. Still gets it somehow, Papi Kasama. They're enjoying it at the moment. Sergio Barbosa, he sure is enjoying it. If you look at that celebration again, it was a knockout punch from him. Barbosa still has it. Some confusion, or maybe a little bit of injury concern, or is it just drop shoulders?
No, Nicola is a winner, and you saw that on the way he was pressing and running and trying to get that ball. But if you're playing with 10 players against 11 and you're the only one chasing right now, it's not going to work. And that's what you see. He was playing in a team at Mohammedan where he was winning games and he was winning matches. And he came to this Gokulam team to try to push them direction ISL. And then if you're the only one really pressing and giving everything until the end, it gets frustrating. And this was the frustrating moment that he had.
Harsh sometime on a player. He came into Gokulam. I'm sure Gokulam had talks that they are very well championship contenders, which they were till a few matches ago, to be fair to them. And they have won 2 titles back to back. Came closer in the last 2 seasons as well. And then the team you come from has more of a chance this season to lift the title. There are 3 more matches remaining for Mohammedan. Srinidhi in the contention with 5 matches. And Gokulam and Real Kashmir have not done themselves too much of a help. But here's no fall. At least can they bring a goal for their fans is what we'll try to find out. Not intervened well, and no fall. Solid from Popinda. It's been very silent today, no fall as well. But understandable when your team is having such a day. Stojanovic tried to turn his man, But back with Sergio Barbosa, who has seen a run of Hudson Diaz. Clever, excellent understanding. And that was the new man on, the god of Rawat. Nice exchanges. 7 minutes added on. Wonder where that came from, but there was a few injuries. One in the midfield with a head injury, and then Navin Kumar going down. I would have expected 5, but oh well. All right. Somewhat possible. And you were mentioning how in the World Cup we saw all the seconds being added on. The officials sure did add every second wasted. With Delhi FC on a 2-0 lead. Still 7 minutes, a big amount of time. But the way the game is going on, very unlikely that we see a fight back. But rather, we might see a third. Barbosa with the step overs has gone to the left now. A little sloppy that from Gassama. He's casual in approach.
And as I said before, it's always Nicola who's still fighting for those opportunities. One goal can make a big difference in those last 6 minutes, but it's not going to go that way to score. It's the same as in the first half. Alexis Sanchez, it's on the other side of the pitch, but it was also almost outside the stadium. Same shot almost. It's just not good enough for Gokulam, and the coach will be frustrated, especially what he said before the game. Wanted to keep the 0, wanted to make his fans happy. Well, I don't think that the fans are that happy at the moment.
Of course not. They love their football a lot. The Malabarians, as they're known as. This is not what they would have expected to see. With Delhi FC, they will be happy with the performance they have put in. But the red card, of course, we didn't talk about it much because Gokulam Kerala tried to still go in attacks with 10 men. But that, of course, might be a turning point in the game too. With 10 men, it is always different than with 11. Stojanovic deflected off a blue shirt. He's still trying there, Stojanovic. Great to see the efforts. And a well-timed pass. Timely release. Do we have a hat-trick here for Sergio Barbosa? It was Salam Ranjan Singh, desperate to not let that happen. Sliding in. Nine matches without a clean sheet now, Gokulam. And the corner for Delhi FC. Have a look at that again.
Quality pass outside foot. Just not hard enough, otherwise it could have been the third one here. But they are going to try to play the timeout. And with the quality of Hudson, the strength of Hudson, if he can hold the ball there for 4 minutes, he will try to do that. Or try to get one corner after the other, which he did very smartly here. And they are going to try to end the game this way.
He's still waiting there for the ball to come to him. That doesn't happen magically. But his teammate will help. Pape Kusama. And he'll try the same thing again, or well, maybe not. Hudson. He was offside, says the ref. Very casual though, at the moment from Pape Kusama and Hudson. But there is a change coming in. And it is more than one. And that's how you better run down the clock. In additional minutes, making 2 substitutions. Hudson Diaz being taken off along with Vinil Pujari. And in comes Kayari. And along with him, we have Aris Khan. The 2 new young faces for the last 3 minutes. A little bit of game time, but more than that, strategical to waste some time as well. Game management at its best, but tell you what, these 2 youngsters will be hungry.
G. Goyle.
This is on the big stages for them, and of course they're going to give everything,
Jersey number 90.
trying to maybe get a goal there, or at least show their faces to the Indian people here.
No fall. Okay, we had got a few chances previously. Oh, clever flick. Babovic and Gurtej time and again in the way of all those chances. Rishad. A salam Ranjan towards Babovic. Nothing going in favor of Gokulam, but the flag is up anyway. Marginally off, I would say.
That would have been just an arm, I think, that he was offside. But again, was a quality cross, but the finish of Gokulam is not there, and the ball flew out. The cross was there. They've had a couple of opportunities like that, but it's just not good enough, and that's what you see at the end of the score here.
Well, they have a free kick here. Gokulam Kerala have a minute to try and come back in this contest, and that'll be taken comfortably by Navin Kumar. They'll rise a spot with the win here at Delhi FC to 7th position ahead of Rajasthan United. 26 points is what they'll have in their bag. Guari with the header. Aris Khan wins it back. Barbosa. Too difficult there for Guari to control. And now the new faces will combine. Well measured towards Pupinder. 7 minutes up, maybe a few seconds more. Aris Khan. Not a great cross, to be honest. But that is it. Delhi FC have outdone and contained the highest scoring team in the league. A clean sheet and 3 full points. A brace for Sergio Barbosa and a lot of positives to take home for Yanlaw, Israel Gurung and their team in blue. Well fought. And Aksho put up 26 points, a position
Delhi
up
FC
to
2,
7.
Gokulam Kerala FC 0.
And it is 2-0 at full time. We'll have a look at the stats as well. Barbosa's goals creating the difference came on in the second half. Got those goals. 60% possession for Gokulam, leading on that stat, but nothing on the score line. 40% for Delhi, 13 shots, of which just 3 on target, while 7 shots from Delhi, 3 of which on target as well, and that made the difference. So 1 red card for Mashoor Sharif in the first half itself, but 5 corners for Delhi, 2 from Gokulam Kerala, 3 offsides each as well. And there are the 13 shots. Babovic with 5 of them. The last one being the precious attempt which went begging. No fall with 2. Abhijit, Alex Sanchez, Nicola and Shahif with an attempt as well. And of course, the 7 attempts of Delhi FC. Balwant and Barbosa with 3. And Hudson Diaz with 1. But Barbosa's 2 attempts on goal was too good for Gokulam.
We see the fouls here for Gokulam. Mashoor 2, Rishad, who just came on as a sub, 2, Srikutan 2, Anas 1, Babovic 1 and Ranjan 1. For Delhi, those are 5 fouls. Most of them were in the first half. Balwant 1, Kasama 1, Hudson Diaz 1, Golmurodov 1 and Rawat 1.
Well, and the points table right now. Delhi FC rise a spot ahead of Rajasthan United as they leap to 7th. But Gokulam's struggle continues. 6 losses now as they remain at 5th with 36 points. But up above, the battle is getting intense between Srinivi and Mohammedan. We'll find out when we'll get back to more action in the I-League. Srinivi Deccan take on Churchill Brothers tomorrow afternoon. But right now we'll have a look at the highlights of the game here.
And this is how it started, the toss between the two captains, with a first small opportunity for Bobovic. Couple of fouls and yellow cards. Good cross. Balwan Singh almost there for the opening goal. Hudson Diaz had a little opportunity here. This ball that I say, go to the back line against 3 centre backs and put that ball backwards, always dangerous. Could and should have done better here. But this was the action of the day. Well or not offside, got him a red card. Shot there, still nil at half time. And then we got the famous sub who made the difference.
Well, of course, the highest goal scorer of Delhi FC now moves on to 9 goals to his name. And a few contenders stepping up because Alex Sanchez is not getting those goals. He got his opportunities once or twice, but as Steve mentioned, the magic touch is somewhere missing. Babovic with a few attempts too. And no fall since coming on. Tried. Good stage. And Palika Keeper in the way of everything. And this was the first for Sergio Barbosa as soon as he came on. And Shahif went on an overlapping run to explore. But that exploration cost them heavy.
Far post, looks at it, knows that that is the danger zone for a goalkeeper and finishes the 1-0. You see the happiness in between the players. Still, there was some small opportunities for Gokulam, but the fire was going out and it was an opportunity for Delhi, who would have given him the 2-0, but first Richard on a small error here with a yellow. And this could have been the equalizer if he didn't slip. But then you had a bomb inside of the goal from on the first pass, on the first post, and this was the 2-0 from the substitute. He made the difference together with the red card in the first half for Delhi to go home with the 3 points and for Gokulam to have another loss.
Well, a red card and a brace from the Brazilian magician Sergio Barbosa is the summary of the game. At full time, it's Gokulam Kerala 0 and Delhi FC 2. Well, that's all from our side. Thank you for joining with us and hope you enjoyed the game. Hope to see you again soon with more action in the I-League. Till then, signing off from the com box, myself, Apash Reposh, and with me, Steve Leon.